But I want to talk about another segment of the market, because when we talk about real estate, one of the things a lot of people miss is how the markets are kind of like segmented off into different trajectories. And when I talk about luxury, I'm talking about homes above $1 million. In some areas of Tampa Bay, $1 million is average. So in those areas, it's probably more like $2 million. I'm talking about coastal stuff, because that's where a lot of the biggest, the most valuable real estate in Tampa Bay is. The luxury market operates much different than kind of your average core market. You're dealing with affluent individuals that have cash, that have money, that really aren't operating off of a payment, and where interest rates don't matter as much. I'm very bullish about luxury real estate market in Tampa Bay for reasons not really related to interest rates, even though they have an impact, but more related to some kind of geopolitical things, as well as some things happening in other states. So I want to talk about those a little bit in terms of how they're going to impact the luxury market moving forward. Our luxury market, I believe, will outperform a lot of luxury markets across the country. One, first and foremost, luxury home buyers are very focused on taxes. They pay attention to their taxes. They look for creative ways to save on taxes. They hate taxes. They just do. They feel that they're a waste. They feel that they give money to the government and the government blows it on dumb stuff. So they're very focused on taxes. The second thing is that they're focused on is pro-business, pro-growth environments. And so I believe Florida is going to continue to be an attractive place for the luxury real estate market. We're seeing it in South Florida. We're definitely getting some trickle of that into Tampa Bay as our luxury market is improved. And it's really a few things. One, no state income tax. Other states across the country, especially states that have typically been states that a lot of wealthy people live in, enacting policy that is very anti-wealthy people. Wealth taxes, increased sales taxes for people above a certain income, including California propositioning almost like a stealing tax where they take a portion of your wealth, even including not liquid wealth. Like if you own a company, they want to take a portion of it. So while those things haven't passed, the fact that they're being discussed is moving people here. We just saw Zuckerberg bought a mansion in South Florida. We've seen multiple hedge funds like Peter Thiel moved his company to South Florida. We've seen these huge billionaires leaving California and New York because the environments aren't pro-business. The environments are anti-business and very pro-tax the wealthy, and they don't like it, okay? So we're going to continue to see our luxury market benefit from those things as long as we avoid hurricanes. Now, does that mean every single person that's a billionaire or multimillionaire is more focused on taxes? No, but there's enough of them that feel like the draconian responses of the budget deficits in some of these states is simply stealing from them. There's enough of them out there that it's going to continue to bring people to Florida. And so here's what happens. If some huge billionaire moves to Florida and launches his business or moves his business here, it can't all operate in Miami. They may move to Miami, but they've got a private jet and a helicopter. They can go back and forth to Tampa. They'll have operations in Tampa. Tampa will get some business benefit from billionaires moving to Miami. The other thing that's happening with our luxury real estate market that I think is important, in addition to the political things happening, we're a couple years post really bad hurricanes. Now, those really bad hurricanes spook a lot of people. They spook people wanting to start their business here. They spook people wanting to live here. However, mathematically, really successful people have analysts and they can do the math. The statistical probability of one of those storms hitting us again is pretty low. You're seeing them understand the math and the risk behind that and being more likely to move here now that those things have happened. There was a fear of moving here when we hadn't had anything for a long time. Really successful billionaires operate off of risk and math and probability. That's how they run their businesses. So the risk or probability changes when you've had a couple of those big storms hit. The likelihood of that happening again soon, especially back to back, is very, very slim. So now that it's out of the way, it makes them less resistant to moving here. So we're going to see more wealth come into Tampa Bay. We're also seeing development adhere to wealthy people. We're seeing these amazing developments happening. You've got Marina Point, you've got the Pendry downtown and some of the developments happening on Water Street. They're really catering to a different clientele. You've got a more luxurious approach to downtown Tampa with, higher end restaurants. You've got the coast of Pinellas County being rebuilt because of the storms, a lot more modernization of architecture, a lot of those trends that are successful in California you're seeing coming here. All of that being said, our luxury market is going to operate at a higher level and going to outperform our average market in the interim because of all of those things. And I want to say this too, because interest rates, while they don't affect the purchaser of the high-end real estate, there is a trickle-up effect. So, for example, the guy that's selling his $1 million house to buy the $3 million house, so the $3 million guy can buy the $7 million house, so he can buy the $15 million house. There's a transaction at the very beginning of that chain that does where interest rates do matter. So when interest rates drop, that first transaction helps create a domino effect that does impact affecting the luxury market. It's not instantaneous, but it does have some impact. While the consumer, buying a $10 million property isn't as focused on interest rates, that transaction may not happen if there isn't a domino effect of the $500,000 guy that's selling to buy the $1 million house. Interest rates do impact it, just not from the same perspective. So hopefully that makes sense. Obviously, super optimistic about the luxury real estate market, but there's one part of it that I want to talk about. If you're a luxury buyer or seller right now and your agent isn't finding off-market opportunities, I want to apply for the job to help you. Our team has a group of people, as well as AI, helping us find those opportunities, navigate through our database, navigate through public record, reach out to those consumers. So if you have something that's a niche where you're having a hard time finding it, or maybe your agent is only using the MLS. I call it the lazy agent using the magical MLS printout for sales. If that's all you're getting, you need to be with an agency that is aggressively looking for those off-market things. Please give us a shot at theduncanduo.com or shoot us a text with what you're looking for at 813-359-8990. Some of the best luxury. I showed a $20 million property this weekend, open waterfront, incredible property. And some of the best opportunities never hit the market and just happen from those types of events or having the relationships with wealthy people. We would love to apply for the job. Again, you can text us at 813-359-8990 and we